Hello and welcome to another video where I show you everything you really need to know about the Boss HM-2w Waza Craft. Disclaimer: this is not the greatest pedal in the world, but it wants to be. So here's the HM-2w, and since we are focusing on the really important parts of the HM-2w, for any review regarding the package it comes with and the comparison with the original HM-2, please watch HM-2Carl's video. He did an awesome job by comparing the different packages, the manuals, etc, etc. So let's leave the David Gilmour out of this and let's focus on the things that really matter. Max. 0, because we want to see how the EQ curve actually looks. And let's activate my HM-2 made in Japan. And let's activate the Waza Craft. Boom. It's in standard mode, by the way. So, all settings on everything is exactly the same. So both pedals get exactly the same. We have bass peak at around 95 Hz. We have a bass peak at 90, it's a bit higher, it's by minus 52.6, minus 56.5, that's off. We have a mid gap at 220, minus 61, and we have a mid gap 220, minus 65. So minus 65, minus 57, minus 62, minus 43. That's off. The mid gap here isn't as drastic as it is on the original. The original has also a bit lower low frequencies, and it has also a bit less high frequencies. Now the both high peaks are at 920 and 1.3 and 920 and 1.3, so that's accurate, but they look off. Minus 40 dB and minus 44 dB. So the HM-2w seems to be 4 decibels louder. Okay, let's crank the gain. Well, it looks similar, but it's louder. So this wouldn't be the ultimate HM-2w review if I wouldn't compare it to another pedal. So let's compare it to a Boss HM-2 made in Taiwan. There we go. Activate. And yet again, it's louder. The Waza Craft. So I can reduce the volume that goes into the Waza Craft to make it more even. That the high peaks have the same. And now we can see clearly the differences. We have a bass peak minus 55, or well, minus 55, minus 56, and here it's minus 57, so the bass peak is quieter. The mid gap I've already told you. So now it's even quieter by 3 dB. The both high peaks seem to be the same. Okay, so here it's a bit different on the low side frequencies. Oh, and by the way, I had to turn down the volume quite a bit on the Waza Craft. So let's do another comparison, because I have a second HM-2 made in Taiwan. Here we are, and let's go. By the way, I haven't readjusted the volume. This is still quieter. 95 minus 57. This is right. 200 minus 64 and minus 68. So it's 4 dB less mids, at least here. The high peak on this one, maybe it was on the other ones as well, but I didn't notice. It's way broader than on the HM-2w. Maybe if we crank the volume, yeah, it gets broader as well. So the volume you ran this pedal into heavily affects the curves, but it's okay. It's here as well, as you can see. Now the peaks are around 4 dB off again. So, well, we should do another comparison, shouldn't we? I have another HM2 style pedal designed by Boss, which is the Oliver HM20. So let's compare the Waza Craft with the Oliver. So here it is, and let's activate. Here the high peak isn't as pronounced. The little gap isn't as pronounced as it is here on the HM2w. Mid gap minus 64, minus 61, minus 52, minus 54, minus 55, and here it's minus 41 and minus 40. Okay, so it seems that the Waza Craft is actually closer to the Oliver than it is to the Boss. Well, that's interesting. Okay, I have one more pedal, the closest clone that I've got, the Decibelics Angry Swede. So let's compare it to this one. This is the version 2 of the Angry Swede with the blend switch, but the blend is fully maxed, so no clean signal is coming through. And go. So now we have some similar peaks, although the mid gaps, nope, that's okay. Okay, interestingly enough, the HM2w closest HM2 pedal that I've compared it to is the Angry Swede. Just saying. So we compare the Angry Swede with the HM2w in standard mode, and now let's switch to custom mode, and then let's switch to the made in Japan HM2. Well, where it is. Come on. Here. Let's toggle between custom and standard mode, but there seems to be a boost for nearly every frequency. So it adds high frequencies, it adds low frequencies. The low is pushed, which is odd. And the highs, the little mid gap that is here, and you can still see it, but it's here more closer. It's nearly gone. We have shifted frequency to 1.4, 1.5. The mid gap is still at 220 or 230, and the bass peak is still at 95. Okay. So let's switch to the made in Japan. So my HM2 made in Japan is back, and let's engage it. And we should actually give it 12 volt. So it basically looks like just a bigger everything. Switch back to standard mode. Huh, okay. Well, I've said everything, and you've seen the curves, you've seen quite a lot of curves. That was a really long EQ comparison, but I think it had to be done. Before we come to the actual audio comparison, a quick word here. This will be an extended comparison because I'm not just comparing the HM2 made in Japan against the HM2 Waza, but I'll do some more to give you a better insight on how this pedal sounds and how it compares in different settings and so. Normally I don't do live reviews with the chainsaw files, but I think the HM-2w is kinda special. So I'm not just doing a simple live review, I'm doing a very special live review, because this is actually the first review that I do totally analog. So no IRs, no digital amps whatsoever. We are simply doing the signal chain that was basically made for the HM2, which is my Black Hat Custom. Well, this wasn't made for the HM2. Or was it? Actually, it's a custom model I wanted to have. So, well, technically it's built for the chainsaw sound. Funny. Into the HM2 made in Japan, into the HM2 Waza, into a PV banded teal stripe with some special speaker. I'm not really sure. It's down in the basement, so I can't look. I'll post it somewhere here. And as for a mic, I used a simple SM57 between center and cone. And I pre-dialed in the PV in the distorted channel, and well, let's find out how well those two pedals sound. So here's the clean sound. Now let's activate the HM2 made in Japan. Now switch to the Waza. Let's switch to custom mode. Or were we in custom mode? No, we were in standard mode. Okay, now let's do a little comparison of the actual noise, and therefore I'll crank the gain on both pedals, so everything. I'll activate the HM2. Should deactivate the volume on the guitar. Now standard and custom mode. Back to standard mode. And for a special feature, let's compare the noise to an Angry Swede. So first of all, I have the blend fully engaged, so no clean signal is coming through, and let's hear how this sounds. Okay. Noise. Standard mode. don't think we have to do custom mode. Since we're having those two pedals, let's quickly do a little playthrough with the actual sounds. And I'm yet again breaking the rule. Normally you'd hear my verdict by now, but this time I let sound, EQ curves and noise speak for themselves. You heard basically everything. So, first, let me know down in the comments what do you think about the HM-2w. And second, I'm planning to do more videos about the HM-2w, and what do you want to see? I'll pin a comment down in the comment section and simply answer it, or click reply or whatever it is in your language, and tell me what you want to see, and the comment with the most likes, or what I find the best comment, will get a video in the very near future. And with this said, thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe, may the force be with you, and have a nice day.